Good evening, everyone. It is Thursday. It is June 6th. And I'm sorry, I'm also running this on Zoom because I have a couple people who might hop on who aren't on Facebook. And I'm kind of like the Hot Mess Express tonight, you guys. Excuse me while I get a drink of water. I thought I was all organized. And there's always that last thing that I couldn't find all of a sudden. And of course it was right in front of my nose, which is the way it is. But I'm so glad you're here with me. Tonight we are making this really fun new salad called the panzanella salad. Now I say it's new to me. It's definitely a new thing in the world of dining out right now. I'm seeing it on menus all over the place. I'm seeing recipes posted here and there. I don't really know the history, and you know, that would have been a good idea to look that up before I came on to actually make this for y'all. So if somebody knows the history of the panzanella salad, I would be curious. I find it to be kind of an interesting salad because it's kind of like the cross between a caprese salad and stuffing. That's how I see it. Because we're using this this French bread here to make the croutons that are part of this salad. And you know, I mean, I love croutons in a salad, but this salad is mainly the croutons, which is again kind of odd to me. Hey Christine, I see you. Thanks for checking in as always. So anyway, wrong bowl. So I don't know the history behind it. If somebody knows and you want to give us all your expertise, I would love to know. But again, it is definitely a hot ticket item right now in menus. So here's the thing. I don't know about you, but grocery budgets get tighter every week, it seems. And I know that for a lot of families, eating out has become even more of a luxury. And if you are used to eating out a couple times a week, that adds up really quickly. So a lot of people are doing more eating at home because even with the rise of, it's still considerably less expensive than eating out, right? But not everybody has a very well-equipped kitchen to be doing more cooking at home. I was talking to somebody just last week or the week before. She's a very, very dear person to me. And she admitted to me that she really hates to cook. But you know, she's got a husband and 2 kids, and she works full time, and I don't really think she ever sleeps because she's also involved in all these other things. And she doesn't have a lot of time to cook, but she does also like to eat healthy. And it just gets really expensive to be eating out 2 or 3 times a week, even once a week. That's like literally, even at McDonald's, you're talking, for a family of 4, I don't really think you can get in and out of McDonald's for less than $50 anymore. Not for a family of 4. And of course, you know, any other place, it's going to be even more than that. I remember the last time Ken and I went out to eat, it was like $120, and we had appetizers and drinks. And I think we shared an entree. I mean, it was just like crazy for a pretty light meal. So again, you know, eating out is just becoming more and more expensive. And so we're all cooking at home more, but having the right tools is so critical. And hey, Wendy, good to see you. I see Donna. Hi, Donna. Good to see you. So having the right tools makes it easier. You know, because then you know the food you're making is going to turn out well. It's going to be easier to put together because you have knives that work, you have cutting boards that don't peel, you have all kinds of things that I'm going to share with you. This has been my passion now, guys, going on 30 years. I can't even believe it's been 30 years. I must have been 3 years old when I started, right? We'll just go with that little concept. Wouldn't that be great? I would like to be the same size I was 30 years ago. Do you don't you just wish you could be the size you were? Hey, Lois, don't you wish you could be the size you were the first time you thought you were overweight? Yeah? Don't you? I know I would, like if I got to that weight, I would be so within my goal weight. The first time I thought I was overweight, which was like after the birth of our first child. And I was probably, well, I'm not going to tell you what the weight was, but I would need to lose a lot of weight to get down to that number. So isn't that funny how, boy, the years just can really make it difficult, and it's all a matter of perspective, right? Back then I was like, oh, I weigh so much, and now I'm like, boy, what I would give to weigh what I weighed after my firstborn was born. So, okay, boy, we went from, let's see, it's expensive to dining out to I need to lose weight. That was kind of a big, long stretch there. So let me just make sure I don't have anybody waiting in the room here. It should be dinging for me, but I never know. All right, so I've got the bread all cubed up in a largish bowl, and we're gonna now make the dressing, and this looks so interesting to me. Now, if you've watched any of my lives before, you've heard me talk about the difference between olive oil you cook with and olive oils that you would use for a salad dressing. So I keep the olive oil I cook with in this little guy, and this is the really low grade olive oil. The bottle says olive oil. It doesn't say virgin olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, it's olive oil. And it has a less intense flavor because it's processed multiple times. And when I say processed, I don't mean like chemicals added. I mean it just goes through the olive press multiple times. So the extra virgin is your first press. And that's why you get that really great intense flavor. The problem with the extra virgin is that it has a very low heat point. So you want to use the just plain old, multi-pressed olive oil for cooking. But when you're doing a salad like this, now you get to use the Evo, as Rachel Ray would say, and use your higher quality olive oil. So this actually just says olive oil, but I just reused this bottle. This actually has a very high quality Evo in it. So I also was getting ready, and I'm like, I am going to do everything I can to avoid turning sideways or back to you, because it's, we're just going to leave it there. Okay, so I have some Evo in here, and we're going to pour it into our mixing bowl. We are going to add some seasoning mix and then some salt and pepper. So I forgot to start this by sharing with you that this recipe is in the current season's best. So if you all like collecting those, I know, I have friends, I have a customer that if I can't find the season's best, I call her because I know she has it. And if you're watching, oh my gosh, it's terrible. Katie, Katie, if you're watching, you know I have called you for your season's best in the past. So if you like collecting these little guys, they're $2, and this panzanella salad is in it. Okay, I'm using a printout because I don't want to mess up my cookbook. So we have a third cup of olive oil. We're going to add a teaspoon of Italian seasoning and then a quarter teaspoon each of salt and pepper. So, what did I say? A teaspoon of Italian seasoning. I have got some leftover seasonings from Taste Buds, leftover Italian seasoning, that I'm just going to use for this. And I got to tell you guys, this is how I make my favorite salad dressing with the Italian seasoning. So first of all, this is the packet you get when you have the Taste Buds subscription, and it'll give you recipes. You get 3 seasonings, 3 recipes, and then ideas of other things you can use it for, because you will have a lot of seasoning that you can use for other things or make the recipe again. And the Italian seasoning is what I use to make my 3-ingredient dressing that is my absolute standby, always have it made and in the cupboard. It's a third a cup of olive oil, half a cup of olive oil, half a cup of balsamic vinegar, and 2 tablespoons of the Italian seasoning. Mix it up real well, and you don't have to store it in the fridge. In fact, I would recommend you don't, because the oil will emulsify and become hard to work with. So you can just keep it in the cupboard. Again, you want to use your Evo for this one, so you get that great olive oil flavor going. And it's super simple. I have been making this dressing easily over 20 years. I don't even remember how I came up with the recipe. It's been so long ago, but I keep it in our mix and shaker thingy, and I actually need to make a new batch, so I don't even have one to show you right now. I realized actually as I was getting ready for this, I was like, oh, I just got back from vacation, so I'm still kind of figuring out what is missing in the house, you know, when it comes to groceries, and I realized I need to make a new batch. So super easy, and again, you store it in a cool, dry place. So I just keep it with the rest of my oil in the cupboard, and then you can use it on your salad at any time. It's so good, and it's 3 ingredients. Equal parts olive oil and balsamic, and then 2 tablespoons of the Italian seasoning. So let me just back this up a little minute here, because when I first created the recipe, it was 2/3 cup olive oil, 1/3 cup balsamic. And as I've tried to reduce calories in my diet, because of what we were talking about earlier, I have gone to equal parts of the balsamic and the olive oil, and it tastes just as good and has less fat per serving. So that's just another idea there for you too. Hi, Janice in Ohio. So good to see you. Oh my gosh, I'm like seeing so many people. I see Tammy, I see Holly. It's so fun to see all of you watching tonight. So thanks for jumping on. Whether you stay for a minute or 20 minutes, I'm just really happy to see your faces. Okay, so we need salt and pepper, and I thought I had it over. Remember how I said I don't want to turn? Guys, I gotta tell you, I do not do well with heat and humidity in any way at all. I really don't. I just don't. And it has been a hot and humid day here in upstate New York. And you're all like, if you're in upstate New York, like, it's not that hot. It was like in the high 70s, but it's really humid. And I don't deal, I never have. Even when I was a kid, I just don't do hot and humid very well. And that's really ironic because I was born in August. So you would think I would be good with hot and humid weather. I don't know, I'm just not. And so today's humidity is just, my hair is a mess. I tried to put makeup on. That was not worth even the effort I put into it. So like I have some mascara on. That's it. My hair's like wonky. I looked at the back of it and I was like, okay, well, we'll just try to not turn our back to the camera and it'll be good. Okay, so we have salt, seasoning, oil, and pepper in this large mixing bowl, and we've got this over here, and we're going to drizzle this with about 2 tablespoons of this mixture here, and then we're going to throw this in the air fryer for a minute. So it was funny, I went to get the whisk out and I realized again I grabbed my old one. If you haven't seen this one before, this is my original whisk. Funny story behind it. So this came in my kit when I started my business all those many years ago, and I had gotten one when I hosted. So before I became a consultant, I'd hosted a party because I wanted the large round baking stone so I could make pizza that my chef husband would eat. And so I had gotten the baking stone, and I gotten this whisk right here. With my host benefits, along with a whole bunch of other stuff. I remember just being blown away at what I got for my $400 party all those years ago. So anyway, fast forward a couple months actually, and I decided to start selling Pampered Chef because my friends talked me into it over coffee, which at the time I didn't drink, so that's what I blame it on. And I'll never forget, I was leaving to do a cooking show not long after I started, and my husband is following me out the front door because he needs the whisk. He's like, you can't take it. I need it to make dinner. And I'm like, well, I need it for my cooking show. So literally, this was the first thing I ordered a second one of shortly after I started the business, because we needed one to stay at the house, and then we needed one, whoops, that did not mean to go in there, and then we needed one, to take with me. So it was just funny. I'll just never forget, we were still living in town, and I just picture I'm heading out to my car in the driveway, and Ken's following me asking for the whisk back, so it was great. All right, and the other whisk, by the way, is still in my son's kitchen in North Carolina now. So both of these have lasted 30 years. I love the solid stainless, and the new one that I just used, it just has a prettier handle. So they updated it to be a little more ergodynamic, I suppose. All right, so we're going to take this these croutons, and we are going to actually put them on the trays to the air fryer and stick them in the air fryer to bake and get all crunchy for us. Now, if you don't have an air fryer, we need to talk. But you can do this. The recipe actually recommends the alternative method is to put them in a cast iron pan on your stovetop. It'll actually give them some really awesome extra flavor. And so that would be an option if you don't have an air fryer that will take these. So I don't really know a lot about other air fryers. I know they have like pull-out thingies, and they might go in there and be just fine. But the other option would be a cast iron skillet. So I'm going to go pop these in my air fryer, and I will be right back. If you saw my air fryer post the other day, I was really encouraged to see how many people are really using the air fryers and all the different things they're using them for. Whew! Excuse me. I was trying to get off camera before that happened. See, this is another thing that heat and humidity does. It makes me sneeze. It drives me crazy. Okay, back to cooking. All right, so we're going to get the rest of our salad ready while those are in the air fryer. So they're going for about 10 to 12 minutes at the bake setting, which is 350, and they'll halfway through I'll go flip the racks, and then we're going to add the rest of the stuff to make the rest of the salad dressing. And I need the Dijon mustard. I have gone to get the Dijon mustard out of the fridge at least 3 times this evening and still didn't get it out. I don't know where my brain was. It's melted. That's what it is. The heat and humidity makes my brain melt. That's another really big issue with it. And where we live in New York, I do have a lot of friends who have air conditioning. Up on our hill, it's actually tends to be 5 degrees-ish cooler up on the hill than in town. I actually was going to a friend's house for a little while today, earlier this afternoon, and I grabbed a sweater because my thermometer said 72, and I got to her house and it was in the low 80s. I was like, well, I guess I don't need a sweater. And we have baseboard heating. We have water baseboard heating, which is actually great for allergies, but you can't do central air with it. So we have units in the important rooms, like our bedroom, the living room, my office. We have individual window ones, but we don't have central. So as a result, I just deal with the heat and humidity by complaining. All right, so we had 2 tablespoons of white wine vinegar. We're going to do a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. We're going to do a tablespoon of honey. Guys, I'm not going to measure. It doesn't come out. I'm just going to eyeball it. Tablespoon, tablespoon. I don't think it's going to make or break the recipe if it's off by a milliliter. And we used to carry this cute little mini measure-all cup that was perfect for those kinds of things, but we don't carry it anymore. You could measure in this little guy. So this is the really baby of the Easy Read measuring cups. That would certainly be a lot easier to get out than out of a measuring spoon. I just eyeball it, as you saw. Because you know what? We're going to put in a garlic clove. And I love the way recipes call for a garlic clove. And they don't really say what size garlic clove it should be. And garlic cloves come in a lot of different sizes. So if we can be a little iffy with the garlic clove size, I think we can deal with, eyeballing a tablespoon of Dijon and a tablespoon of honey. And y'all all should be really super proud of me that I remembered to shake the Dijon before measuring it, because I have a bad habit of forgetting to do that, and then it squirts out badly. So be just impressed there. Okay, so we got some garlic in here. Ooh, what's that? A tough one. Where's my whisk? I actually found my little garlic cleaning tool that comes with your garlic press. Forgot to actually have it in my hand. So this is a little tool. I have a guy on my team who calls it the Barbie brush because that's kind of what it looks like, right? And this will serves two purposes. You can use it to pull your peel, because you don't have to peel the garlic first. You just put the whole thing in there with the peel and all. It'll push the garlic through. You can pop out the peel, and then these little prongs on the other side will press out any garlic that gets stuck in there. It is dishwasher safe, both the press and the Barbie brush, and then it actually stores in the handle, so you don't have to lose it. You just make sure you put it back together when it comes out of the dishwasher. Okay, so we're gonna mix this up, and then we're gonna add some goodies to it. So vinegar, mustard, honey, and garlic, whisking to combine. Oh, and now the good stuff's coming in. So we're going to start with grape tomatoes, or cherry tomatoes, not grape tomatoes. And I actually have those ready to go here in one of my prep and store containers. I love these because they have a little drainage optional, like it pops in there if you want to keep things dry. Hey Christine, I'd say average size of garlic clove is about as big as my fingertip. Yeah, that's probably average, but it can vary so much from bulb to bulb, right? So for those of you who, you don't have to say that you didn't know this, okay? But there seems to be one in every crowd. This is a clove of garlic, okay? It comes off the bulb. So this is the bulb, this big piece here, and then these cloves kind of pop out. Many times when I was doing live shows, I would tell a host that I needed 3 cloves of garlic, and she would have 3 bulbs of garlic, which is considerably more garlic than you need. And so just be aware of that if that is something you didn't know. Now you can take that to work tomorrow and say, I learned something new. We actually have a meme at Pampered Chef that posted, and maybe I'll post it sometime in my VIP group or here, that's like, I learned this at a Pampered Chef party. I learned things watching my colleagues. I learned something the other day, or a couple weeks ago, watching my friend with the Deluxe Cooking Blender. So it's okay if you're still learning new things. All right, speaking of new things, this is the cut and close. If you need to cut a bunch of these in half, you can sit here and do them one at a time, or you can just put them in the close and cut and put your knife through, and now they are all sliced in half and ready to go. My husband loves this thing. He loves it. He actually will ask me to get it if we're doing, like making a big salad for company coming or something like that, because it just saves so much time. So much time. It works awesome for bagels. It works awesome for anything small that you want to cut in half, so like grapes. It also works for your chicken. So you get those big fat chicken breasts and you want to fillet them and get them to be thinner. Some of you have seen me use this on this live feed to fillet your chicken breast, and then it just goes in the dishwasher. So again, if you're using it for chicken, put it in the dishwasher. It's got these springy plates in here, and that's what they close around the food, hold the food in place, and then you just run your knife through. So you can order this baby all on its own. You can also order it with this knife, and I do prefer using this color-coded knife over a forged knife. The forged knives work, but these are really thin, these color-coded knives, and so they actually go through here super easy. All right, we have the mozzarella pearls. This was so fun to shop for. Like, I would not normally be buying mozzarella pearls, but for today, they were needed. So yay, that was fun. And then we've got some basil. Y'all, can't believe I had to buy basil. It seems like that's one of those things that I should be able to grow and with no trouble in my house, and yet I can't. I kill it all the time. And I forgot to ask my husband, but it's so early in our season here yet that even if he's planted it in the garden, it wouldn't be ready yet. So we just had to buy the basil, but that's okay. I will be making other yummy things. My son made a recipe while I was down there that I used to make when the kids were young, and I'd forgotten all about it, with pesto, and it was like a caprese sandwich basically, and so yummy. All right, this is a 1/4 cup of basil leaf slice. Again, I'm not sure how you measure a 1/4 cup, but what we're going to do is we are going to take our basil leaves and we're going to actually just roll them into like a little cigar. Okay, there's my little basil leaf cigar. See it? We're going to take that knife that I wasn't done with, and we're going to just slice these very thin. This is a great way to throw basil on anything. So now we have these beautiful basil strands, and there they go, right in with our salad. We are going to slice an onion super thin, and I meant to have my slicer out. Where's my onion? I meant to have my slicer out, forgot to grab it out, get it out. I brought all these other things out and I forgot the slicer. That was quite silly, so let me grab that. So some of you have been on before and you've seen me use the Rapid Prep Mandolin, which is hands down one of the smartest tools you can buy for slicing and making French fries. The money it'll save you just on French fries. It will pay for itself so quickly. Literally, you can say, hey, I think I want French fries tonight for dinner, and have them ready to cook in 5 minutes. That's how fast that thing works. So I think you can find a video about it somewhere on my page, and if you can't, just say, hey, where's that video? And I'll make sure you get it. It's probably on my YouTube channel as well. My YouTube channel is very much a work in progress still, so it's there. Okay. This is, however, the simple slicer. So if you just want something you can use to slice onions, slice potatoes, like I use this for making scallop potatoes and things like that, this is going to be your favorite. And it has 3 different settings for thickness, and then it has the lock setting that keeps your fingers safe, okay? Dishwasher safe. I'm going to put it in the medium setting. This is the food holder that slides on, so it hangs on there. We're going to put the onion in the food holder, and we are going to just slice about 1/4 of the onion. And I forgot to turn the croutons, so some of them are going to be really crispy, and some of them are going to be not so much. So here is, look at how thin this is. Really nice. Thin. Now, that was the thin setting. You could certainly do a thicker setting to slice them for like your hamburgers, or a salad that you just want thicker onion rings in. This is just the one for this one. All right, so we have the onion, the basil, the star of the show, which is peach wedges. So, you guys, I am happy to share with you that we have a stone fruit pitter here that apparently I have locked in place and can't remember how to open. Oh, it's so good to have this happen live on camera. Okay, so we're going to take our peach, we're going to set it in the center here, and we're going to, it actually has notches to help you line it up, and my timer's going off, which means it's been 30 minutes, but we're almost done. And then we're going to just put this through. And look at this. Look at those beautiful peach slices. And yeah, I am going to nom 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 around that cord. No doubt about it. It pushes right into the base, so they all pop out. And we're going to just toss these in. So it says put the slices in the way I'm going to cut them in half. Just so that, they're more bite-sized and more people get peaches in their serving. So I don't know, I'm assuming the peach has something to do with the panzanella name. I don't know, but I'm guessing maybe it is. All right, so there's our core, which again, I will, and you can certainly cut off pieces of that for something like this, but if you just want peach slices and you want them to all look beautiful, that is going to be your new best friend. So this is very similar to the quick slice. We also have a veggie wedger, very similar, and they all are sitting over here. So you've maybe seen me use the quick slice. I love this thing. And the veggie wedger, but it doesn't pit. So the difference, see there's the cross section on that one, and this is snapped back in again. And then very different. Okay, you can see it's got the circle here to go around the pit. All right. Super handy, especially if you hate cutting things up. So our bread is done, and I'm actually going to reuse the bowl that it was in because this just had the bread with the croutons in it. And we're going to toss this all together because it's going to be, that bowl is going to be too small. So what I'm going to do actually is transfer this into here. And if you're still with me, then my favorite part is coming up in about 2.5, well, okay, maybe hopefully 30 seconds. I was going to say 2.5 seconds, but that was not very realistic at all. All right, let me go grab the croutons. Oh, even the bottom ones, they're still pretty crispy. Oh my gosh. Oh, I wish you could smell these. This is just an easy way to make your own croutons too. And here's the thing, y'all. That's what you do with that loaf of French bread that you bought and ate half of, and 3 days later you're like, what do I do with this? You make croutons, or you can put it through your food processor, make breadcrumbs with it, but croutons are an excellent use. All those croutons in your basil soup at Panera Bread, it's their leftover bread. That's what they use it for. Okay, so this is all in here. We're going to toss it together. Again, it's an interesting salad because it has 0 lettuce in it. But I guess potato salads don't have lettuce in them either. So, throwing tomatoes. And then this is what I'm excited to show you. Last summer, we came out with this on-the-go bowl set. And this is the big one. Look at how big this is. It's like, I don't know, it holds 8 quarts or something insane like that. And these are for both hot foods. It'll keep hot foods hot and cold foods cold. If you have our white serving bowls that do the same hot and cold, these are like an upgrade from those because they have a seal on the lid, a vent. So if it's staying cold, you keep the vent open. If it's, staying hot, you keep the vent open so the steam comes out. Cold, you keep the vent closed. Comes with this little doodad, which I love. I took this to something at the church and put the spoon. This is a spoon rest, right? And then it just snaps right back on here to take it home. So that's the Papa Bear. And in here, we have Mama Bear. And I think salad's gonna fit into Mama Bear. So, same thing. This is what the inside looks like. So very similar to the, let me grab the bowls I'm talking about. Let me grab one here. So these are the white ones, okay? But these this is not a suction lid. Like it's got a seal on it, so it keeps things nice and hot or cold, but it doesn't travel well. These travel better. And we're gonna just put our salad right in here. And they will keep your food either hot or cold. That's a noisy salad. For several hours. Much like our Cool and Serve products. I will never forget. Well, I have so many stories I could tell you about all these things. But our Cool and Serve stuff, I remember the first time I ever actually tried it out at a picnic. And 6 hours later, my salad was still nice and cold. I mean, cold. One time it was a really hot night. I had a whole bunch of people at the house. I had a veggie tray out on the Cool and Serve platter. And when, 4 hours later on a hot night with no air conditioning, my vegetable pieces, veggie strips, I think it was red peppers, that were still on the tray were still ice cold. These things are amazing. So I'm going to actually stick this in the fridge to chill it. But look how pretty this is. So pretty. I'm going to put it in the fridge without the lid on. Here is my food safety husband training that he's trained me. When you have hot food that needs to cool down, don't put the lid on. Just stick it in the fridge with the lid off and then give it an hour or two and then put the lid on. If you put it in the fridge with the lid on, it takes a lot longer for it to cool down, and that's when bacteria grows, and that's when we get food poisoning. So that is your other tip for this evening. Make sure that you put your hot food in the fridge with the lid off. When I was cooking for my mom, and I was leaving prepped food for her, and it was when we had just hired some help to come in, this sweet girl, I love her so much, and she would like finish things up, and I had these storage containers from Costco, you know, that I would put them all the stuff in and label, and Angelique, she would mistakenly, I would find them in the fridge with the lids on. And so finally one day I just was like, you know what, I so appreciate your help, but you need to leave the lids off until the food cools. And then you can put them in the fridge or the freezer. And she was like, oh, I didn't know that. And she was a very conscientious person. So I'm guessing, you know, because I'm married to a chef, I get inside info like this, but it's important for us all to know. A lot of the time when we have a stomach bug, it's not a bug at all. It's actually food poisoning. So there is your food safety tip for this evening. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. I will post it in the comments below. And of course, you can also get the Season's Best if that's something you'd like to have in hard copy. The other thing I just want to leave you with is that it is double free product month, friends. If you are one of my hosts that loves earning double free product, this is your month to have a party. My average host is earning $280 in free products. That's a lot of free product. That's like a free air fryer and then some, okay? So if there's some big things on your wish list, like these bowls, you could absolutely get them for free hosting a party in June, and I do still have some space available, and I would love to put you in one of my dates. I'm actually doing just a 3-day weekend party for the next couple weeks just to kind of try that out since it's summer and people are coming and going. So just a 3-day Friday through Sunday party. And I put a poll out on my VIP page, virtual picnic. Virtual picnic is hands down the winner. So that will actually be our theme. So you can book your virtual picnic summer party just in time to help your friends have the things they'll want in time for 4th of July and all the summer picnics and all the good things. And you can earn double free products. And I just want to say this one more time. With everybody having to cut back on our spending because of inflation, this is such a good time to host, because the money they can save by, you know, using our products to cook at home is going to more than compensate to save them money that compared to what they've been spending to eat out. So I didn't say that very eloquently, but in the end, our products pay for themselves over and over because they help you save money in the kitchen. They help you get food on the table quickly, and they last. They just last. They work. So I wouldn't still be with this company 30 years later if I wasn't so impressed with the durability all these years. So like my whisk, there it is. All right, you'll have a great evening, or if you're watching this another time, have a great rest of your day. And if you have questions about anything you saw, send me a DM. You can comment here, but if you send me a DM, I'll certainly see it a lot faster, and I would love to answer any questions you have or set up a party if that's what you'd like to do. It's super easy. Alrighty, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.